Gainz, let me tell you, bro. You a GOAT. If don't nobody tell you the GOAT, you the GOAT, bro. I know you the GOAT, you feel me? And I say this seeing it from the beginning, you feel me? Seeing everything from the start. And me not wanting to even be in Chicago music or nothing, just falling into this by accident, bro. When you said you was Blackballed, I knew exactly what happened, bro, because I paid attention to everything. So when people speak on Chicago history and they don't mention your name, trust me, I know that feeling, because it was people connected to our culture that only leached off our culture, you feel me? And a lot of those people were from Chicago. They didn't know what this thing was. They didn't know how to group it in or nothing. They just saw an opportunity and they came in and they started taking it from the people who was on the ground floor. So you the GOAT, bro.
No, I appreciate it for sure.
This is iLLANOiZE Radio with Biko, iLLANOiZE Jones, and Pretty Riot. Going down right now.
Tuned in to iLLANOiZE Radio, Chicago's most valuable radio show. And as always, we bring you all the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today, we got the legendary DGainz in the building.
Black. Ain't that what Jones be doing?
Yeah. You ain't clap loud enough. You had to put your golf.
Clap. I just did the
You
back.
gotta hit that. That'd be Jones clap. There you go. Shout out to Jones.
How you feeling? Gainz?
And I feel good. I'm having a really good April.
That's good to hear, man. You know, the first I put up in my IG, I said, ask me a question that you like for Gainz to answer. Yeah. And the first question I got was from Bree Specific. She say, "Yeah, where the fuck he been?
In the crib."
In the crib chilling.
I be in the crib chilling. Yeah, working.
Is you being in the crib chilling a product of the panoramic that is somewhat coming to an end?
Pandemic.
Yeah.
The panoramic.
The panoramic.
The roof. Nah, I was outside and I loved it. I hate that it's over. All the people be outside. I'll be like, damn.
I ain't never heard that before.
You want to stay in the crib?
Nah, I like when it was empty outside. I was out there by myself.
Wasn't no traffic.
I was out running.
Look.
Talking to the birds.
Yeah, that pandemic traffic was crazy. It wasn't none at all.
There wasn't no lines for nothing. You right. The pandemic.
Me being in the crib, like, well, I mean being in the crib, just like not out really, like going to events and, you know, I be out. I get some sun, but.
Do you find that socially draining?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like kind of went, you know, on my little spiritual journey. Just, you know, separating myself. I was like getting super drained.
What was what actually sent you into your spiritual journey? Because for me, I had an incident that made me really want to look at my life differently. So did you have one thing in particular that just made you want to take a whole different shift?
Yeah, it was a few incidents.
Okay.
You know, I had just a whole bunch of going on, like with management, artists I was dealing with, wink, wink, you know. She will not be named. But and then I was in a relationship too. It was just a whole bunch of toxic stuff.
It was pretty much just over. What it was overwhelming for you.
Yeah, it was overwhelming.
Around what time period was this?
It was like 2019.
Damn, that's still kind of like recent.
Yeah, it's 2019. I
mean, well, how did you find yourself to at least capture the energy you needed to get back to at least putting your music out?
It was crazy. I ended up being in Cali, and the friends that I ended up staying with, one of them was like super into like the metaphysical stuff and all that, and you know, I just ended up in the right place just to get back to myself. You feel me? I thought that I felt like that's what was, you know, going wrong. I was putting too much time and energy in everybody else,
and not yourself.
Yeah.
Shit, I
can't pour from an empty cup. Okay.
At all. I mean, let's take it back to the beginning, DGainz. Let's take it back before the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're very talented in multiple ways: producing, engineering, creative direction. But what for you? For those that don't know, what came first?
Like drawing, like art. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to have like comic strips in a newspaper. Like I remember that's what I wanted to do.
Damn.
Like, yeah,
That's
what,
cool.
Yeah.
I used to,
I
like, draw, like, I used to have notebook paper and draw out, like, my own comic strips.
Do you remember any of your comic strip names and, like, the storylines?
No, I used to, like, draw, like, Power Rangers and stuff like
and the storyline for the Power Rangers.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, like, I was strange as a kid. Like I remember my mom used to, make us take a nap. I wouldn't sleep. I'd just be, like, making hand puppets, making my own, like, little show. Like, I had a crazy imagination.
I don't
say, what's strange
crazy
for a child?
You know what's crazy though? The things that we saw as being strange as kids, if you know those things and you grew those things, like, you lit right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Because look at how all of what you did, you've adapted all of that into, like, putting that creativity into reality.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I say it wasn't crazy, my brother. You were just doing things before your time.
Yeah.
Speaking of comics, now I understand why you have, like, characters. Mm-hmm. I always wonder, like, where the characters came from with, like, your logos and certain things you do in the visuals. This is like a character. So is it from, you drawing the comics and then putting it within yourself?
Mm-hmm. I used to just always make all types of characters when I was younger. Like, I honestly don't even remember doing schoolwork when I was a kid. I used to be just drawing. Like, I don't remember paying attention. They used to just be passing me. I don't know.
You were smart.
I stopped doing homework in, like, 3rd grade.
No child left behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
What high school did you attend here in the city?
Man, I didn't even go to high school.
Really?
I went, like, 2 days. And shit, after that, I started making beats.
It seemed like usually the bad kids don't go to
I
school.
don't know if he for real.
I want a bad.
No,
I want a bad.
Yeah, I was finna say, I don't even say he bad.
I'm dead serious. I went, like,
So what, you just homeschooled or you just dropped out? Like, I'm just
I
asking.
ditched the school.
Oh.
That's what I did. Nobody know.
I guess that's another obvious answer. I forgot to add it.
Jeez.
I homeschooled myself.
I mean, how, like, for you being a teenager and seeing all these other kids go to school and you just chilling at the crib being creative, how was that for you mentally?
I don't know. I was playing a game. That's I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Do you feel
in
like
my
you
own
missed
world.
out on, like, your high school career, like memories and stuff, just because you really wasn't present in school?
A little bit, like, as far as the social thing. I feel like it made me kind of, like, socially awkward. But other than that, I probably wouldn't be doing what I was doing. I had time to, like, really perfect what I was doing.
Do you ever think if you had a chance to go back, you would go back and go to high school?
Probably not.
Hey, you ain't. Look, hey, everybody got their own look.
They got new math now. They don't even do math the same way no more.
The whole teaching is different. A lot of new ways of teaching is happening in the school system in general. But that's an interesting fact. Damn, brother, you never went to high school.
That's
and
crazy.
Super
Technically,
creative.
I kind of, like, dropped out of 8th grade. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I mean, like, how was your parents' response to that?
See, all right, so I ain't really have, like, my father growing up, and then my mom was, like, always at work and in her own world. So I was just, by the time she knew I was missing school, I had missed already, like, 50 days. Yeah.
Damn,
she ain't getting no whooping. My mom would have whooped the shit out of me. I missed 50 days of
My
school.
mom was too soft on me. Yeah, so.
Let me ask you this, because you say you started producing. Like,
Yeah.
how do anybody just say, I want to become a producer? It always astonished me, like, when I speak with a producer, like, what made you say, man, I want to make beats?
Well, so I grew up kind of around music with my father. I remember my grandmother had brought him, like, a piano, and I feel like that's when I first, like, started taking interest in, like, making beats. He had, like, a piano, so I used to always just be making up my own little melodies. It's probably when I was, like, 10, 11. So when I was probably like 15, I met a guy who was producing, and I remember him telling me, like, "Oh, I'm about to be the next Kanye West." And I'm looking at him like, man, I'm about to be the next Kanye West, but I never even had a beat. And I'm like, how you gonna get some beats? Like, I'm being a hater, really. I'm like, how you gonna get beats? He like, I make my own beats, and I'm like, oh. And he showed me FL Studios and everything. I used to just buy a whole bunch of blank CDs, just go over his crib and make beats.
But
actually,
blank CD.
Yeah, but right before that though, my cousin, who I was actually taught me how to count bars. The first time I made beats was through Music Generator on PlayStation. You know what I mean? So I hooked the PlayStation, like, you know, the cord up to the TV, and then I hooked the other 2 cords up to my radio and put a cassette tape in and play the beat and record my beats on the cassette tape from the PlayStation.
You ain't need school,
innovative. Okay, because that's innovation.
He figured out a way, didn't he?
The iLLANOiZE app is available now on Apple and Google Play Store. Download the app, get the latest news, stream our podcasts, watch interviews, and listen to iLLANOiZE Radio live. Download the app right now.
So before the break, you were kind of chopping it up and giving us a little insight about how you started producing. So I know production has to be like a rocky road. So at what point did you know you were good as a producer?
When I used to then like playing people my beats, because when I started making beats, they was always for myself. So I didn't really care to let anybody hear it. And my uncle was just like telling me like, man, you need to play people your beats. And he like, I had a neighbor that was walking past one day, and my uncle flagged the neighbor down like, yo. I'm like, why you calling this nigga? I don't know. And then I'm like, you need some beats? You know what I'm saying? And, he's like, oh, everybody I know got their own beats, but I'll take a listen. So I went and made a CD. I gave it to him, and he didn't say nothing for like days. So I'm like, man, that shit probably trash, you know? And then one day I was walking past, and he was like, hey, you made those beats? I'm like, yeah. That shit is good, you know? And then like, you know, after that, like, I probably sold my first beats then, and, you know, I guess after that, you know, people just started letting me know, like, my stuff was good. My uncle would take my beat CDs to school, and everybody would want to work with me. So I was already, like, before I even was doing videos, I was engineering and producing for hella artists, like, underground, you know what I mean? So I already had, like, a name for myself before YouTube, you know?
Now, speaking of beats, there's a particular beat that you really don't like that went viral. It's called Go In. From Shady.
I don't not like that beat.
You ain't never liked that? You actually like that beat?
I mean, I thought it was cool when I made it. I didn't know it would be like one of the staples in like my thing, you know?
Gotcha.
But I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was like
the one.
Yeah.
How does it feel to know that you have produced something like Go In? Because like, that's like a Chicago, like, what's the classic? Like, the song is playing in my head right now. I'm trying not to bust out songs and dance. Okay, so like, how does it feel knowing that you've had your hands in real like Chicago classics, like stuff that our generation gonna talk about for forever? Like, you remember that video? Like,
yeah. I mean, it feels good because it's something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to produce and, you know, make big records. So. Yeah, even though like I thought the beat was all right, I still knew it was a good beat. Like I didn't think like, oh, when I put this out, it's gonna be trash. Like
I didn't think it was gonna be that one.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be like the one that, you know, everybody really know me for.
See, and I brought it up because I was actually reading an article from you in Complex from years ago, and you mentioned how it wasn't really a specific beat that you thought was gonna do what it did. Yeah. And then also with that single. That released from Shady, you know, Got Bandz was in the video.
Yeah.
And I remember reading that, you know, you at first you really didn't want to even put a gun in a video because you didn't want to promote violence. So, I mean, what led you to say, you know what, I'm going to put this clip and scene up with Katie doing her thing?
It was just funny. Honestly, like. It was just funny, and it's crazy because Katie just kind of walked up with her group of friends. Like when we showed up at the park to shoot the scenes, she wasn't like even originally with us. And we shot it like on 35th, and then we like walked over to like the tall buildings over there, and we shot in the park, and like that's where the little, you know, famous scene was. So it was all like really unintentional. She wasn't even there at first. Yeah.
Damn, and that shit turned up
iconic,
to this day.
Iconic.
To this day.
But I knew the beat was hard because while we was shooting, they was playing it out of somebody's car. And then the dude who car was, he turned it down. He looked out the car. He's like, man, this beat hard as hell. I'm like, stop it. You know, and all of them was like, he made it. They all pointed at me. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm on.
So did stuff like that start to give you like confidence, or did you already develop your confidence as a producer by that point?
I feel like I already, had the confidence because I was already like producing. Like hella people already wanted my beats, so I felt like I already like knew what I was doing.
So how do you go from producing and then just randomly pick up a camera?
I grew up like watching hella music videos. So, once like me and my uncle, we was doing music, from me watching music videos and like watching hella behind the scenes and stuff, it was like, all right, we got some songs, let's shoot a video. That's how it came about, legit. Like, all right. Like the first video we did was on my I used my mom's cell phone. So, and it was like you only was able to get like 30 seconds of recording. So
0.5 megapixel.
Yeah.
Quality horrible.
Yeah, we had to shoot a scene, take the footage off, keep shooting, take the footage off. So that was like the first music. Actually, the first music video I did, it was on like a Trio phone, like one of the first touch screen phones. And like how we shot the video was like we would record. I'm like, all right, I push pause. Now change your outfit.
Not the push pause.
Push the pause and change your outfit.
The push the pause. Just got the video just sitting there
waiting.
Yeah. We pause the song.
Don't let the phone lock.
On the real.
I don't even think phone was locked yet. Like,
no
there wasn't even no
password.
lock on it yet. So that was technically like the first video. It was like a pause and go. Yeah.
So when did you decide to invest and get a camera?
And that wasn't really until like everything else I was using before that. Before I got my first camera, I was just using whatever I can get, But my basement actually like kept flooding, and FEMA sent us a check because at that time I was broke. I didn't have no money, and FEMA sent us a check, and I took part of the money from the FEMA check and bought a camera.
You say your basement flooded here in the city?
In Chicago, yeah. It flooded like 3 times. Yeah, and they gave everybody on the block, I guess, like checks.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's that pipe burst underneath the
On the real. Shout out God too, and shout out you for knowing what to do with them funds and investing in yourself.
Yeah, I bought my first camera. And that first camera, that's the camera I shot all like the videos for, like in 2011 through 2010 to 2011, like the Keef Bang, Durk I'm a Hitter, Louie Money Dance, all that was with that camera.
Man,
How did you link with them people?
They all
to
hit me
even
up.
start shooting their videos. They saw
They
other
saw
content
they
you
saw
put out
your
or something.
pause and stop.
They seen what I was like. I already had met Durk before I even like was really doing videos. You know what I mean? So I started working with my brothers and putting out videos with them. And then I ran into, it was actually the first night I met Young Chop. I was shooting a video featuring him, and we all went to this party, and Durk was at the party. And he was like, man, I want to get back up with you and do some more work, because he had already worked like a year before that, and he had hit me up on Facebook, asked me how much I charge. I was like, I charge this much. And then I hit him back like, you know what, bro, I don't even want to charge you. Like, let's just go. Then I went to his crib, we shot Sneak Dissing, and then I played him the I'ma Hit a beat after we shot the video. And we did that song, and that's when Louie seen that one, and Louie hit me up after I'ma Hit her. And then while I was shooting Louie first video, I was like, I make beats. I made this beat. He's like, send me some beats, and I sent him Money Dance beat. So it was like a chain reaction.
to hear how multi-talented you are, from producing to producing your own videos and then creative directing things. I got a question from the homie Jones. He's not here right now, but he wants to know, being that you played a role in foundation and drill, he said, how do you feel about other cities adopting the genre and like, taking credit for it?
It's honestly, it's like I don't mind it, but when you try to take it in, because I feel like a lot of that's been going on where they taking it and they trying to act like they created it. Like I see, like Aged Out said, she the queen of drill. Like that's kind of like disrespectful.
Girl,
you know what I mean? I respect it because it just shows me our reach. But when you try to take credit for it, and it's 10 years later, and it's still, the world is still operating off of what we did.
do you think that has to do with the fact that, like, when drill was coming up? Because I always looked at it like, I don't think the artists and the people a part of that movement knew that they were like shifting the culture of hip hop and like creating a phenomenon. Do you feel like people was just having so much fun that they didn't realize what they were doing, and that's why so many people now feel like they could try to claim what we did 10 years ago?
Yeah, we didn't really capitalize. I feel like we knew like what we had, but we didn't know, like, because if we really knew, we would have took care of business. But we were all young, you know what I mean? Like, none of us graduated high school. I don't know. I know Durk didn't. I know Keef didn't. Like, we didn't know. We just knew we were talented. We knew we made good music. I knew what I was doing. So, yeah. And I feel like that was a big part of the issue, too. You know, everybody else coming in and just, like, taking.
Not giving that energy back.
Yeah. Not giving the energy back for real, yeah.
Make sure to check out the iLLANOiZE playlist, in which we provide you with the latest tracks we play live on our show. Head over to Spotify and search iLLANOiZE Radio to follow our playlist, as well as follow our podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Now, Gainz, it ain't a lot of people that been around since the beginning of the Chicago wave, you feel me? And off air you were saying how you didn't classify any of what y'all was doing with drill. Did you ever like put the pieces together, be like, man, this shit low key dangerous?
Not during it. You know, I feel like I had dangerous moments, but I feel like I was just caught up in the hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really grow a conscience on that until like probably like 2013 or something, where it started being like, all right, yeah. It started feeling like a little bit wrong, you know?
Because I know early listening to the music, like I wasn't never a fan of early Chief Keef. So when I would listen to it, I wasn't privy to them, you feel me, dissing each other like they was. I just thought it was music. I wasn't even catching on to it because it was like a young man's lingo, you feel me? They were sending shots at each other secretly, I would say. And then getting more, attached to it. I'm like, bro, like, why is we in Chief Keef grandma's house? You know what I'm saying? Why we on these blocks?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like the dissing didn't really start though until after everything like blew up. Like, it was dissing, but not like that. Like, how hard I feel like the dissing and how hectic it really got was after like the Lil JoJo stuff. Yeah. I feel like that's when stuff really started getting hot, you know? Before that, it was still like, what it was, but it wasn't like I feel like it was more so good music, you know?
Yeah. Around that time, what you speaking on JoJo, and you were saying like you've been in some dangerous situations. Was that ever a time where you scheduled a shoot and was like, I need to cancel this one because I just don't feel that I'm safe? Nah,
I've been at shoots and like I don't feel like I'm safe. Like, I had a shoot, I think I was like in Kilowatt, and the video shoot got shot up. Yeah. Wasn't
there just a videographer that was saying he wasn't gonna do shoots on O Block or something? Now?
Yeah, that was a photographer.
Oh, photographer. Yeah. So like, how did you maneuver through that? Like, was there any point that you just said like, oh no? Like, was there ever a point where you was like, nah, I ain't doing this? Or
it took a long time. I feel like it got to that point probably when I was older. Like, say like 2019, that's when I really decided, like, I'm not doing it no more. You know, and like, I started having dreams about it, like nightmares.
PTSD?
Yeah, I started having nightmares, like shoots going wrong, me getting hurt at shoots. I just took it as a sign, like, yeah, I need to fall back from it. And at that point, I wasn't really doing it that much anyway, like shooting those type of videos, but I was like, it's time to, let it go all the way.
To even see, videographers, not just yourself, but comfortable with artists, with their props. I would say with their props, and just see how some, videographers are comfortable. I don't know how y'all do it, how y'all did it. And with you being like one of the first videographers to really showcase that, and then the world, gravitate towards your video type of style. I mean, how was that for you to notice that what you're doing is now spiraling in an international type of lane, and people really taking the sauce towards what you're doing on the visuals?
I was just telling somebody this a while ago how, you know, back when I was doing it, I feel like I was like on autopilot. Like I was I feel like a lot of people doing it now and they just doing it just for the look, when really my intentions was never really to do those type of videos. It just kind of happened, and I feel like back then I didn't have the guts to say no to a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And then part of it too, I seen the hype that it would get, so it'll be the attention it would get too. But people don't know what I was going through. Like right before I really started, you know, doing the videos, my house actually got shot up. You know what I mean? I had an in-house studio, and some artists I was working with, they opposition seen them come to my house and, you know, shot my crib up. And like 2 people got shot. And like I started having like hella PTSD after that. I started having panic attacks. So people don't even know. Like during all that, I was in and out the hospital for anxiety. Like I remember having a heart monitor, all type of stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, people don't even know that. I remember when I shot Durk first video, he didn't even know I knew how to keep my composure. Sometimes he didn't even know I was loading my memory card in. I was having a panic attack. It would just come on out of nowhere, you know.
Now, before we get into more of that, Jones actually had a question. He said, what's something you missed from the beginning of the drill era that you wish you could have today? And it could be anything.
The music, like sonically. I feel like the music was better back then.
I mean, go can you give us a little more description on that? When you say sonically, let people know.
Yeah, I feel like the artists were hungrier, so they were going in, you know what I mean? I feel like the production was better. It was less saturated. It was just the hunger was there. You can hear it in the music. That's why it worked. And it wasn't as many artists, you know, so you knew, you know, where to go to get it. I just feel like the music was way better.
That's a good answer, my brother. And another Jones question, he said it seemed at one point you was destined to be as big as Hype Williams. Yeah. I agree to that, my brother. He said then you kind of just hit the brakes, and he said, was it too much for you? Was it just overwhelming around the time?
It was management. Terrible management. That's what it was.
So you had a manager?
I had I done went through like 4 managers.
How do videographers get managers?
You go through 4 of them.
Lit.
You shouldn't even have them. That's how. You know, just older people being manipulative.
A lot of people in your ear.
Yeah, that's all it was. Having like bad managers. I had a manager, I fired her. Got an agent, had to fire him. Like when I got the agent, that's what's really like made everything kind of hit kind of a hold, you know, because he was just like overbooking me, like stealing money, all type of stuff, you know. So he kind of like had me, but I don't even regret it, because from the beginning I wanted to do my own music, and that situation pushed me to do my own music. It pushed me to get in shape, because I was like 250 pounds from being depressed, from dealing with him, and it just pushed me to get my life together, you know.
So I have a question about that. So I know a lot of people like really want a team, you know, when they're doing this. So considering you went through so many like managers in that situation, was a team something that you ever wanted, or was those situations something that kind of fell into your lap?
I think I always wanted a team, but those situations fell in my lap, because, you know, they was like predatory. They looking for a come up. So, you know, for me it was kind of harder, because I was already in the limelight by myself. So, you know, I didn't have an established team before that. So it was just all these new faces coming in telling me what they can do for me, you know.
For upcoming videographers, and what would you like to, you know, share with them to keep them from those predators?
I would just say, like, you know, just trust your intuition, because I feel like with me, I knew I can read people pretty good, but I feel like I was lost back then. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, all right, let's see if they can help me. So I just say, like, trust your gut, and, you know, just try to be as self-sufficient as possible. You know what I mean? Because right now, like, I do everything myself. I haven't had a manager in almost 3 years, and I don't feel overwhelmed or nothing. And I do so much. You know what I mean? With my own music, shooting other people's videos, doing my own videos. Like, I literally, like the No Flavor video, I shot the video by myself in my bedroom with a green screen and tripod.
Sheesh. You know? Talent. Damn. I mean, before we get into your transition into music, I wanted to ask you, Are you and Lil Durk, Chief Keef? Do you all still have like a relationship?
Nah, I haven't really spoke to Keef in almost 10 years. I seen Durk maybe like 3 times in the past 10 years. Yeah, so I don't talk to either one of them.
I mean, honestly, how does deep for you? How was that for you? Knowing that you kind of like help put these brothers in front, spotlight these brothers, and to not really have a relationship now. How's that for you?
I feel like I was bitter for a long time, but at this point, I feel like everything happened for a reason. I feel like I'm not supposed to be a part of their journey. Like it is what it is. I would like to do something new with Keef, but I'm not gonna beg nobody to work with me. So
at the end of the day, my brother, you were a part of their journey. So.
Yeah, I wish they would show a little more gratitude. But like I said, it is what it is.
I mean, in general, do you feel you received the recognition you deserve, especially for bringing and building that Chicago wave? I mean, think about it. From the beginning, a lot of the videos came through you. You were one of the first to really implement things and bring the labels here to Chicago. So,
I don't feel like I got enough credit at all. They was trying to blackball me.
Who was they?
They know. But because I don't kiss ass. I don't like really hanging with people and all that. And I feel like I wasn't being a yes man a lot of those times. And at the same time, I don't really blame like them either, because we were all young and they had the same people in their ear that was in mine. And I feel like they was conquering and dividing. And then at some point, I just feel like it just was so much distance, it didn't even really make sense anymore.
I always wanted to hear your side, man. And, it's dope that you're here. Cause
I just feel like I ain't speak. It was too much miscommunication, and I ain't really speak my mind back then. I wasn't a saint either, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you also said that you're not doing drill anymore.
Nah,
like that's not your aim. And I mean, can you break down why you feel that way?
It was crazy. It's just like I had an epiphany. I went up to a school. It was like the end of like 2019. I went up to a school. Shout out to iLLANOiZE. He invited me up to a school to speak to the kids. And as I was talking to them, and then they wanted to like see some of my work, I realized I couldn't even show them my most popular work. You know what I mean? And then I remember we went down to like the gym room where the kids had lunch and stuff, and I looked out the window and I seen like all the kids lining up, and it just hit me. I'm like, I feel like we all move a little selfish when we move, and we don't think about the shorties with a lot of the actions and the stuff we put out. We put out, worried about what we can gain from it. We're not worried about. I feel like I wasn't paying enough attention to the legacy I really wanted to leave behind, and I feel like everything we're building right now is supposed to be for the up and comers. And I just got to that point where it was like nah. Then with my music too, like I noticed like a lot of like kids would like my music, so I'm like yeah, I gotta keep them in mind, like still be able to be myself and express myself the way I want to, but still keep the kids in mind, the children most,
Why do you think some artists kind of shy away from that responsibility? Because some people will know what you just said and still continue to make music that's not for the kids, or, just stuff that's going to be negatively impact them.
Ego and being selfish. That's how I look at it, because that's what I was doing. It's all, anytime I hear an artist say it's not my responsibility to police your kids, I'm like, man, nah, you worried about yourself. Because those same people say they won't let their kids listen to it. And then you can't really say that when you have a major label putting you on every billboard and every commercial, every ad. You can't control who hears you. You know what I mean? So, but that's up to them. That's up to them and God,
The iLLANOiZE app is available now on Apple and Google Play Store. Download the app, get the latest news, stream our podcasts, watch interviews, and listen to iLLANOiZE Radio live. Download the app right now.
Let's talk about the transition when you start getting comfortable with, shooting your videos and putting it out to the public.
I put out my first music video like in 2010 or 11 though. Like I think my first it was called I'm a Monster. I shot it with like a a little Kodak camera, but I was still like nervous and insecure about my music. Then the second video I did, I actually had got like 6 teeth pulled, like 4 wisdom teeth and then like 2 molars, and I shot a video with my jaws swole.
You was on your Kanye.
Oh, some Kanye
shit. And I shot it by myself, like on the front porch, but I ended up taking it down because I thought it was trash after a while. But I don't know if I even still have it. But like fast forward, like I always like the plan was always to do music. Like every majority of 98% of the beats I made was always for myself. You know what I mean? And you know, every time I would, you know, want to go for it, like the people who I felt like should have been like rooting for me, they would always tell me like, nah, bro, just stick to the videos, do what works. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I want to do my music though. So I just didn't have the confidence to do it. And I just, you know, something sparked in me, and eventually I just started going for it.
What was that spark?
I don't know. I was already like still doing my music, and I don't know, man. I just was like, man, forget it. I'm just gonna go for it. I don't even remember like what sparked it, but I just did it. And I was getting like super clowned at first. Like I seen y'all comments. Like, they was hating on me hard, and I knew it. Like I knew I was gonna get a lot of flack, and it was like, damn, like I already was doing this. Like y'all just didn't know. Y'all, everything else overshadowed what I wanted to do for myself. So I was dealing with that mentally. Like, man, they not gonna give me a chance, you know. And yeah, I just kept at it, and I kept getting better. And then I remember what really made me get comfortable is like actually a really dope story I like telling. Cause I like to dance, bro. I like to really have fun. And if you like watch all my older stuff, I would be like kind of stiff and awkward. And like I ended up going to Trinidad, like to do a documentary with somebody. Like he flew me out, and it was like one day we were at a rooftop party shooting like some of the scenes, and the guy was with Cyrus. Everybody was drinking, everybody having fun, and the whole rooftop was dancing. And I'm just looking, it's the moon, you see all the hills. Like, it was like crazy, and I was the only one standing still. And I was like, if I don't dance in this moment, I'm never coming out of my shell. And I just went for it.
Stiff as hell, but you got it done.
I was gonna say in Trinidad, he probably was getting it busting. What? They put some rhythm in him that day. He left Trinidad. He didn't come with no rhythm. He left with some rhythm.
I had the rhythm. I just never showed it. I started saw the girls like, oh my God, you're a natural.
that did it right there. It was a it was a rap out of that.
And then like after that, I was like,
so you mean to tell me you never used to be hip rolling? You used to never hit the Markham? You was never one of them at 87 that was sitting there? I know exactly.
That type. My dance, like I used to like come up watching Michael and Will Smith and Mace. Like I was in the Diddy bop. You feel me? Like that's what I was on. Just like really having, but you know, doing what I was used to, but then mixing my sense of humor with it. You know what I mean? So. After that, I remember the first video I did after Trinidad was this joint I got called What's the Deal? And the song was kind of inspired by like Mace, like the style. And yeah, if you watch that video versus the videos I did before, you could definitely see I had lost a little weight, and I just went for it then, you know.
I mean, speaking of weight, I see you and shit.
I put on a couple pounds. My weight be up and down.
But you still shed it from back then and now. You shed it, my brother. Yeah. And you know, speaking on the music as well, album. Are you in mode to putting out a full project?
I got like
I'm saying a new one because you got
one
some
last year.
Okay.
It was called Crazy Love Stories. It was like I was in like a relationship, and I just took all the songs I made while I was in a relationship and put it on one project. So yeah, but right now I don't think I'm really focused on a project right now.
So I have a question. So with you working with so many artists throughout your career, just like shooting their videos, you was doing production and engineering, did any of that help you like mold your own sound? Like, oh, I don't want to sound like this, or I do want to sound like this.
Your
like,
sound is super
how did
different.
you know, like, was there any influence? Not like you was taking from artists, like influencing, but like seeing how other artists worked. Did that ever influence your style and like how you were making music to help you find your sound?
I wouldn't say music wise. I'd say like more so like performance.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it helped me perform better. Like when I would work with artists that were good at performing, it would kind of rub off on me. But sound wise, I always wanted to do like my own thing. Like I never would hear nobody else's music and be like, yeah, I want to do that. You know.
Why we ain't seen you on those shows?
Man, I actually have a show May 20th.
Okay.
But you know, the real reason is like anxiety. Like that's like the biggest hump I know I have to get over if I'm going, you know, do my music. I be too much in my head, and it's crazy because every time I have performed, it wasn't like a bad show. So it's just I be like too much in my head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like over the top stage fright. I think that's what it is.
Man, we got to get you up out of that. We got to bring you through a show, my brother. We got to get you about that.
Let me up there like Eminem, bro.
Let me ask him this question: with you battling anxiety, and you feel me, do you ever look at it like, man, I want to blow up, but I'm not ready to blow up?
I mean, I feel like now I am, but that's what it was for a while. I know for sure I was like scared of success. You know what I mean? And I always told myself, like when all the video stuff blew up, I never really was happy with it because it didn't feel like my own success. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to, when I'm gone, and everybody know me and for real, in my face, I wanted to always be because of me and my music. You know what I mean? So yeah, like when all this stuff happened, it was, and then especially like when it all blew up, I was getting left out of a lot of stuff. So it really didn't feel like I was really as successful as, you know, everybody else would tell me I was. You know, I was getting left out of so much documentaries, interviews, everything. So I was just like, you know, I never was satisfied with it. You know.
How do you feel about the support though? You know, with you doing videos, having a successful channel, helping people careers spark, how do you feel the support is for your music career in general?
And I get next to no support, to be honest with you. You know, and I know somebody, I was just having a conversation yesterday and they was like, man, you need to start, you know, asking people to share your stuff. And, you know, for a long time, I just felt like I shouldn't have to ask people to share, like as much as I did. And got nothing in return from these people, you know. So, but yeah, like blogs, I don't get no blog posts. Like every view you see me getting, that's all the work I'm doing on my own, you know. So,
do you think that a lot of people just don't know, like people that aren't necessarily tapped in? It's not that they don't want to support; they may just not know you taking a dive into the music lane seriously.
They know, because when they see me, that's all they got to say. So they know, they been know.
Does media take a play into the role as well? You know how you just mentioned, like you don't really get no blog support. Does that?
Yeah, I don't get no support. Yeah,
you feel like that still come from how you were saying you got blackballed? Like, do you feel like that's carrying over into your music career?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because the people who I feel like that are in positions where, you know, in higher positions and have huge platforms, y'all don't like pull up an interview where you ever heard them mention me. You know what I mean?
Is it more rewarding though, knowing that everything that you're getting from the plays and the support from the fans is literally coming from you?
Yeah, I feel like in the long run, I'll be way more grateful for it. It's like it's like it all be worth it in the end when I know I got me to where I need to go. You know,
facts.
I ain't owe nobody nothing.
Man, that's crazy hearing you talk about the blackball, my brother. To see how long this.
It might not be the case, but it felt like it to me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's when they not mentioning my name when I did so much, and it wasn't. Man, I did so much, bro. And it's just like, man, like I said, it is what it is. But yeah.
Look, for those that don't remember, refresh niggas' memory one time, man. Run down your credentials so everybody can understand why you have GOAT status.
Well, you know, the biggest video, numbers wise, is you know, I did the Love Sosa. Like I did like pretty much all the big Keef joints in the beginning. The Love Sosa, I Don't Like, Every Day, The Bang, Aimed at You. With Durk, I did the I'm a Hitter. I also produced that one. Did L's Anthem, Right Here, King Louie, Money Dance, Live and Die in Chicago. The early stuff with Tink, The Fingers Up, That was the first one I did with Tink, was the Fingers Up, and it was actually my song that I gave to her. Yeah,
Meaning like the beat?
It was my song.
Oh,
Like you wrote the song?
I wrote the song, and I gave it to her, and I was like, rewrite like those verses. She wrote them, and the hook was my hook with her own word play with it. You know what I mean?
Is that easy to just give songs up?
It was back then, and I remember when I made the song originally, my pops heard it. He was like, "Do not give this song to nobody," and I gave it to Tink. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Be like that sometime, man.
Yeah. That's a song I think that's the song I remember that made me reach out to Tink. I remember that joint right there, boy. She had somebody in the video with like her best friend or something like that. Yeah,
I was in the video too.
Yep. Y'all was on the rooftop and all that.
Yeah, that was my song.
Damn, big fun fact for everybody right there. Damn. I mean, you even shot a video for Kevin Gates. Let people know about that.
I did 2 videos for him. I did the I Don't Know video, like right before he went to jail, and I did the Let It Sing when he got out. That was like my first big budget video, like in 2018.
What was the most memorable like video you've shot to this day?
Most memorable,
or like your favorite?
Probably was the Gates, because it was crazy. That was the easiest video I ever did. Because I had so much help. You know what I mean? The whole day felt like a dream. Like, it had a food truck out there. Like, I tried to help with the pops. They smacked my hand. Put that down. You the director. Let's sit over there. I'm like, oh, excuse me. You know what I mean? It was just dope. And then he got, like, good energy. So it was just like, that was, like, my favorite shoot.
Damn,
it was just like a blockbuster.
Hearing you say that, though, that really alerts me that when you do these videos, you really by yourself out there doing a lot.
I did all the editing. All of them. Was me. Majority of it, 90%.
So I know it felt good to take that back seat finally for a shoot.
I did the edit, though. I edited the video myself. Yeah, but I would say the most memorable, I don't know, man. I probably got stories at a lot of the shoots that was like.
What's the first story that come outside of the gates? What's the first story that come to your mind doing one of the shoots?
When I did Love Sosa for Keef, he picked me up. I think it was me, him, Ball Out, and forgot the other. I think there was like Fredo little brother or someone. They called him Just Glow. I think that's his name.
Just Glow.
The one with the tattoo on his forehead. We were all in the car. And I remember Keef was like, he wanted to get something to eat. And then he was trying to go like Popeyes or something. Ball Out was like, no, don't go over there. Like, we can't go over there. And we were like riding down Halsted or something. Or I don't remember. I think we was riding down Halsted. Then we ended up going to a Wendy's. And we pull up to the drive-thru, and Keef is ordering his food but using his ad-libs.
What?
Yeah. So he's like, let me get a junior bacon cheeseburger. Bang, bang. Like, dead ass. And the people like, what? So when we get to the window, the girl comes to the window like with an attitude. She's like, Chief Keef, what you doing at our Wendy's? And then like the whole staff came out the Wendy's, and then they all surround the car, and they looking in. The girl's like, who you got in here? You got DGainz in here? And he looked back, he like, damn, she know you too. It was like funny.
Y'all ain't had to pay for y'all meal, did you?
I don't remember.
They better have gave y'all them free. For free. Okay.
Bang, bang.
He got out and like took pictures with him. It was funny.
Hell no, this man. So he started that drive-through. You know how people be going through drive-throughs doing ad-libs and all. He started that.
Yeah, he was just doing it on some funny shit. Like it wasn't even like planned. He just was tripping.
I could see that because he told them people on Breakfast Club he was 300. So
yeah,
I could see him in
300.
I could see him in the drive-through doing that.
Funny, man.
Now before we make our exit, my brother, if I'm not mistaken, because you, like I said, you've done a lot. You produce, you engineer, videographer. Did you manage as well, right, before?
I only managed one artist. I don't really like managing artists.
It's a headache.
It's too much of a responsibility. I already got to manage myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Did you also have a label back then?
Nah, that was part of the weird situation I was in with an agent. It wasn't my idea. Let's just say that.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't really say I had a label.
Because I will say the partnership y'all had put me in tune with some dope ass artists. I don't know if they were specifically under the partnership, but I know you worked a lot with Asada Jones.
Yeah, she wasn't with the label though. Every artist you seen me work with, that was gonna be a relationship established with me anyway. So I don't give anybody else really credit, you know, for artists that I have relationships with. You know what I mean?
You know, one song we play on repeat at the crib, I Can Love You Better. You shot that joint at the Rolling Ring.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, that was dope. I did a lot of dope stuff with Asada.
Man, classic. But before we end things, recognition-wise, you know, with you being a top-tier, prominent videographer, who are some other videographers that you currently, you know, respect?
Out of the city or just...
it could be out of the city. It could be another city, like some upcoming videographers.
I like Diamond Visuals.
Okay.
From Chicago. I like his work. You know, other than that, I don't really too much know nobody else in the city who doing it like him. Outside the city, I don't know. I feel like I don't really be watching videos, and I don't really be liking videos no more, bro. Like, don't nothing be wowing me no more. You know what I mean? Like, videos don't really be the same. I can't tell you nothing right now that I can think of that's like, wow, this video. Like, music don't even be good to me no more, bro. Like, music don't even, everything be trash. Yeah.
Like you said, you wish you could take that sound back from. Yeah,
I like Durk new song though. I like the Virgil song.
Yeah,
I like that record.
I mean, matter of fact, what's some features you would love to, you know, put on a record with you?
Kanye and probably like T-Pain.
I can hear that too.
T-Pain, I can hear that.
I can hear that.
You ever heard of Fouché?
Mm-hmm. She cold as hell.
Her.
She got this song called "Single as Fuck."
Yeah, I know that record. Other than that, I don't really see myself really doing music with a lot of people. It's a few people I probably like to shoot for, but music wise,
I mean, state that.
Who you want to shoot for?
Kanye. I want to shoot something with I shoot something with Kodak, like Young Boy. I used to want to shoot with Wayne, but I kind of lost a little respect for Wayne. I ain't gonna lie.
He lost his dreads.
Yeah, no, it was after I kind of lost respect for him when I seen the video he did with Lil Pump. When they had all the kids with the lean cups. Ooh. I was like, come on, Wayne, man. Like, you're a grandfather or something at this point. Like,
yeah.
I'm just big on, like I said, with like the shorties. And I just feel like and I feel like he put that out that way. He felt like he not
connected.
He not responsible. And you know what I'm saying? So I kind of, you know, lost a little respect for him. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn.
Still love Wayne, but yeah, come on, we gotta do better.
Like you said, at the end of the day, it's about knowing what you're doing because you know the youth is following along, and you want to make sure we put the right spotlight on things.
And I just be feeling like with these labels, like y'all gotta think about the stuff that's being put out. These are grown men out here giving these people to go to put these type of records out to the community. They probably ain't even playing the music themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I like to say this too, like even like with the music and the money, like I think it was like last year or the year before, I think they said like hip hop made $43 billion, right? Mm-hmm. And we only have like 2 or 3 billionaires. And right before Kanye came with his bill, they only accumulated $1 billion over like 20 years. And it's like if hip hop made $43 billion in 1 year, who that go to?
Okay,
make it make sense.
And then like the biggest artist, Drake, his net worth from say like $150 million. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to do this. This is our art form, and we got to do better with it.
Do you feel like hip hop need like a take back from the labels?
We need to take back from everything, and everyone is taking our culture. You know, I seen the word thought in a Katy Perry video and in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to take back everything. Cause we not
Katy Perry video. I can't even imagine hearing Katy Perry say thought. Like that probably would make me angry.
I seen the
like,
word.
What do you know about a thought, man?
It was a movie I was just watching. I forget the name of it, but it had the guy in it that plays a Green Goblin. in the Spider-Man movie, and it was like a movie in Florida with these little kids, and then they had the little Caucasian girl. She was like, "Shut the hell up, you thought."
What? Look,
You know, and I'm like, wow. And I was like, damn, this really went. Our lingo really went far, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I feel like with everything we do, like I said, like, and I just said this in an interview too, right? And so I got to say it here, like, it was like a debate of who was the most influential artist of the past 10 years, and I would say that would be me, because they're still emulating my style of music videos. I didn't even know how to use the camera, and they still trying to emulate something with me trying to figure it out. And all the artists are still trying to be like and sound like the artists that got popular through my platform. So how am I not the most influential artist?
I think you need a. Yep.
You quick with it.
Wow, you need one of them for that. Okay.
look, what you just said, I have no nothing to say towards that, because damn, like I said, I still see videos to this, like you said, to this day.
Yeah,
people still doing the same.
Like, I'm not even like knocking them. Like, I love it, you know, because I didn't know that. I feel like that's the only thing I didn't kind of expect to happen. Like, when you're doing it, you don't think about like people doing it, and you think it in the moment. Like, as big as I feel like I knew it would be when I planned on doing it, I didn't. You don't know what big is in that moment. You know, I hadn't even been out of town at that point when we did everything. So
you, at the end of the day, you never even, when you worked with these artists, you never even expect any type of.
I thought big with it, like, but I didn't know what big was. If that makes sense.
You didn't think you was gonna have some sons.
Some babies.
I mean, to be honest, because ultimately that's what influence is.
Like, yeah, I didn't know I was gonna have. I didn't think about influence
or impact.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I wanted to create something huge, but I didn't know what that really looked like and felt like. You know what I mean? So it ain't no disrespect with me saying, you know, anything. I love it. You know, I just wish they would tone down the guns, you know what I mean? I feel like it's getting tacky at this point.
Bitches in y'all video.
Yeah, it's like we need concepts.
Yeah,
concepts on concepts.
Remember when artists used to, like, videos used to be a way to express and be. I remember artists used to be like more characters, and I feel like now they being characters, but not in a.
It's like the same character in every video. Yeah,
you know what I mean? It ain't no, like, I feel like a lot of these people don't use their sense of humor. Niggas be scared to dance.
Like, videos used to be like movies. Do you feel like platforms like 106 and Park and MTV and, like, actually having music videos displayed on television, do you think that had, like, something to do with the fact that people were more creative, or do you just feel like it just got oversaturated and people started doing
I just feel like it's
easy?
the accessibility thing. It's like you can do it and put it out so quick. You know what I mean? And everybody want that instant gratification. Like, I think it's just, let's do it and put it out. How fast can we get it out so people not even taking their time with it? Because the internet moves so fast. That's why I respect the artist like Kendrick, where he could take so much time. You're not rushing it, and you know you're gonna get great quality when you finally do get it. So I feel like, but at the same time, maybe we need that. You know, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. You need that balance.
Yeah.
This random, but what's a music video of yours that you would have liked to see on 106 and Park? Because I feel like 106 and Park was a staple for us. So
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is my favorite video I ever did, and it's my video, and I'm not just saying it because it's my video. I just know how I feel when I watch it, you know. And then once me and my homie, we made the beat, and he called me the next day. He was like, "You need to do some of that beat." I was like, "I already just sent it to your email." Like, and once I did that song, like, everybody was rocking with it. And then I did that video myself. Shot the scenes with all, like, the galaxy and stuff in my bedroom, and shot the scenes with the white backdrop at my pop's crib. I did it all on the tripod, and I edited the video how for mushrooms.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, I know that was fun.
Is that another reason why you feel this one?
Oh, that was fun.
And it was my first time doing strums.
What? You unlocked a whole different key in your brains.
Yeah,
that was probably fun.
Look at her. We got Obi-Wan loaded up too. Break down the song. Let people know how they can get this song, and let people know, of course, how they can stay tuned in to you and what you got upcoming in that show again. Make sure you plug that show. You said it May, right?
Yeah, it's May 20th. I don't have all like the details and everything yet, but so far I know it's May 20th. It's in like Gary, Indiana, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Obi-Wan, produced by me, BSG Buddy, and like it wasn't even like it was like with the no flavor. I didn't even write it. I just pushed record and just really had fun. It's not really like a super lyrical song. It's just like really me having fun on the beat. You know.
No, I'm a star. Go do my shit, go wild. And you know I'm going through a lot. But it ain't shit. I done fell down, but I'm still lit.